Well, the next step in our pastel drawing of his eye is on the sparrow is to draw in the largest section, which is a field of, you can call them flowers, you can call it a almost like a wheat field. It just it's yellow, for lack of a better word. When I do this in chalk, a lot of times I do try to make it look like a field of flowers, and I think that's the general intent of the picture. So to do that, we're going to use some different colors. I've been working with mostly greens and blues up to this point. So now we're going to take out, say, here's a really bright yellow, and there's kind of a yellow-orange, and there's kind of a dull peach color. And I think those are probably going to be the best colors that I have to work with. Here's another orangish color. It's similar to this one, but it's a little duller. All right. What do we start with? Well, again, normally with pastels, you're going to start with a darker value, darker color first, and then add the lighter colors on top. So let's try a little bit of this orange here. I'm using a full-size stick. I'm just going to come in here and pretty much lay in. And this isn't going to look exactly like my demonstration picture, but that's okay. They never do. Like I said, every one I do is a little bit different, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm just wanting to kind of lay in a little base color here. Sometimes it's called an underpainting. Okay, and here's a case where I'm not going to even try necessarily to completely cover the paper. I'm going to let some of that background of the paper's tone show through. Okay, so that part was easy, wasn't it? All right, let's shake off the excess. Okay, now I'm going to break my chalk again. Come in and lay in a little of this kind of a dull light tan color. Okay. I'm just going to use my fingers to blend it a little bit, get a little bit more of the tone there. Now in the other picture, I actually have kind of more of a hill feel, so I'm going to come back in here and with my darker color, I'm going to come in and actually add more of that hill in there. Okay, let's just dust some of that off. Okay, so far I like it. Now I want to give the feel that it's either some tall dry grass or perhaps a field covered in yellow flowers. You can really go either way with this. Today I think I'm going to go more with the colored flower feel. What I'm doing here is trying to dot in and just see what kind of difference. This is the orange. It's a little bit brighter. It's not really bright enough, so I'm going to just come in and I'm going to just dot in enough of the yellow to where we get kind of a feeling that these are flowers of some kind. Very nondescript flowers. want to use kind of a forward motion, you can give it more of a little bit of a push there. I'm almost doing a scoop. I'm going to leave this area pretty much untouched. I am going to just throw in a little bit of color just to, again, give a little bit more detail. Okay, if you want to, you can use a corner and do an edge, bring up some straight lines if you want, just to give it more of a feel of, tall stalks or whatever. Again, this is your drawing. This is where you kind of decide what you want it to be. It's one of the reasons I like working in chalk, because I do like to do things more of kind of an impressionistic feel, and it gives me the freedom to do that. So I'm just having some fun here. Okay, they come in with that darker orange. Get a little variety. Now, in the drawing that I'm working from, you'll notice that we do have a little dark section here up front, and so we can add that in. We're just going to come back in with some real dark green, and again using the corner edge. I come in. Okay, smooth it out. Okay, clean your fingers. And this is when I really want to make sure my fingers are clean, because if I were to go back in and touch in that yellow area, then it would not, I'd have a little bit of green in there that I don't want necessarily. Okay, and here I am going to just use the corners and create kind of a grass effect. The main thing is you don't want it to be too uniform, don't want everything going in the same direction. Try to vary your lines a little bit. Okay, so as I look at that yellow field there, I am going to add just some green in some places just to break up the yellow a little bit. It doesn't have to be just a lot, but just so that it's not a pure yellow-orange field. I've seen fields like that. Here in Texas, we have plants called bluebonnets that grow in the spring, wildflowers, and it's not uncommon to see a field that's totally blue. But for this picture, we have a nice yellow field. So what we have now, as you have this zigzag pattern, it is letting you move back into the the distance of the picture, and add in a little bit of line there. So it's going to give you a little bit of depth. Okay, well that's all for putting in the yellow flowers, and next we're going to come back and put in our fence posts.